Thanks for listening to Gossip with Celebrity, brought to you by Celebrity.com. This week we talk about the royals and about Natalie Portman. We end with our weekly feature, The Comments of the Week. The stories, photos, and tweets we talk about can be found at Celebrity.com/podcast under episode 155. Hi, I'm Katie, the founder and editor of Celebrity.com, and I write as Celebrity.
And I'm Chandra, I'm the head writer for Celebrity, and I write as Kaiser.
So we probably are going to have an episode next week. And then let's take 2 weeks off because we have Labor Day.
Okay. And we're taking Labor Day off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just play it by ear if there's like a big news story. I don't think there will be, but who knows?
Okay. So I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and I went because it had such good reviews. And it totally lived up to the hype. It was awesome. We loved it. It was so cute and funny and had like the perfect balance of like being entertaining for adults, and it's probably okay for kids too. Like, I'm not the best judge of that, but I really recommend it for everybody. Like, you don't even have to have a kid to go.
I'm going to pass, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying people who are open to it would like it.
You know what we haven't talked about is that What We Do in the Shadows is back.
I haven't been watching it because there was something really sexist about it for a while.
Well, I mean, it's incredibly sexist.
Yeah, it just felt really sexist to me, and I was like, I can't keep watching this shit.
Well, I was just going to say, it's gotten pretty good this season. Like, last season was kind of garbage, but this season is looking up. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, cool. I showed it to my boyfriend because he was interested in it, like the first episode, and he was like, that's cute. You know, I was going to watch it over again with him, but we didn't keep watching it. We found other stuff to watch. But I think the first couple seasons were really good, and then after that, I couldn't keep up.
Last season, they did some stuff with the energy vampire, and I didn't like it at all.
I think that's why I stopped watching, because he was involved.
Yeah.
Do you see anything else cute that you like? Or?
No, I've just been watching tennis. They're in Canada this week. The tennis has been interesting. It's been good.
Nice. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's really personal to me because I get jealous of Canadians. Do you ever get jealous of Canadians?
Not really. Because they have their own issues, just in a totally different way.
But they don't die like we do. Like, they don't have as many guns. They have less crime. They have a lot of like their own kind of mega dumbass pandemic deniers. The only time I didn't get jealous of Canadians was when they didn't get the vaccines like we did. Like, it took them longer to get the vaccines. But it seems like a much better society in a lot of ways.
I'm sure it is in a lot of ways, but I do like America. I mean, even though the Republicans are fucking dipshits, and I hate all of them. I hate everyone who supports Trump, even in the slightest.
Yeah, same.
But, you know, I like America.
I kind of like it.
We're a fucking mess. You know, America is a fucking mess, but it's still America.
Yeah, it's true. All right, let's talk about the royals. I know I went off on that weird tangent.
Yeah, at least King Charles isn't our head of state.
Yeah, that's true. We got that going for us. I still call him Prince Charles in my mind. I do. So Prince Harry's in Japan this week. He went to the International Sports Promotion Society Summit in Tokyo where he spoke. He talked about the transformative power of sports and how healing it is, which he knows about firsthand from the Invictus Games. It was good seeing him out. He was hanging out with his buddy Nacho Figueras. And they posted a little picture where they're shopping for their wives or something.
Yeah, it was cute. And then they're headed off to Singapore to play polo this weekend.
Okay.
All of it was for Harry's charity. I might murder this word. It's Sentebale.
Yeah, I listened to the book on tape. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced.
Okay, well, yeah, it's all for that. And Nacho is pretty much his real brother. Like, Nacho is more of a brother to him than William ever was.
That bar is pretty low, but yeah.
And yeah. Oh, I also read that Harry didn't get paid to speak at this summit in Tokyo. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he was just doing it out of the goodness of his heart. what have you, but it was nice. It was great to see
Good for him,
out and about. I feel like, if the pandemic hadn't happened, Meghan and Harry would have traveled a lot more. They would have been seen out a lot more.
Yeah, I think so too. They took it really serious, like a lot of us did. All right, so while Harry's like getting attention for doing something positive, since the Windsors are doing jack shit this summer, they decided to remove His Royal Highness from stories about Harry on articles about him on the official website. And the reports say that they're just updating the website after the Queen's death, but they took Harry's HRH away before they did a lot of other work on it, like they leave references to the Queen as monarch and to Charles as Prince of Wales. So obviously this is some passive-aggressive bullshit they're doing.
Right. I think from the way the British media was reporting it, it felt like they were specifically briefed about this for this week as Harry was making appearances in Japan and Singapore. Like, they are really that fucking petty that they organized a little story about how they were snubbing Harry yet again and they're removing his HRH, even though it's not really removed. They're just taking it off the website.
It's so dumb.
It's the same bullshit with changing the order of succession when Lily was born. Like, it took them over 7 weeks to add Lily to the list. She's still part of the line of succession, even if they don't update the website. They are such assholes.
They really are. And they're so obvious with it, too. They can't even be smooth.
Yeah. Well, they have to telegraph it, and they have to tell everyone that they're snubbing Harry, and then they have to project on him and Meghan and the kids, and be like, oh, they feel so snubbed because we're snubbing them.
They always show their hand. Like, it's so lame. So while Harry was away, Meghan was seen at one of Taylor Swift's 6 LA concerts.
I believe she did go to a Taylor Swift concert on Tuesday night. I don't know why there are no photos, but someone did confirm it to People magazine, so I think it's real. And she also went to see Barbie with her friends. Did we talk about that last week? I forget.
No, I don't think we did. That's awesome. Good for her. It's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
But I'm telling you, people are sleeping on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's fucking awesome. That movie is awesome. You go out of there feeling so happy. That is a great movie.
That's how I felt when I saw Cruella.
Oh, I still haven't seen that yet.
With Emma Stone. Yeah. I was like, this movie is the best Disney movie I've ever seen. I was telling everyone, I was like, you really need to see Cruella. It is amazing. It really was great. Remember.
We talked about it on the podcast. All right, I'm going to watch it. I will watch it.
Emma is amazing in it.
Okay, good for her. So we're now getting hype around the fact that William and Kate are going to be the ones to honor the Queen at some kind of appearance for her death anniversary. And at first they said, like, Harry and Meghan can come for that, but we didn't invite them. But they just know they could come, right? It's like open invitation.
Yeah, it was a back and forth. First, it was Harry and Meghan have an open invitation to Balmoral. Then it was, no, King Charles is going to do a special memorial, and who knows if Harry and Meghan are invited. Then it's, no, Harry and Meghan are definitely not invited to Balmoral or the memorial or anything. And then it turned into, it's not a big deal about the Sussexes because Charles isn't even going to do anything. And then it became like this. Seriously, this was like a 2-week-long story. And then it became Kate and William are going to do a tweet about it and we're going to hype the tweet. And now it's Will and Kate.
That was your interpretation. That was your interpretation, was that it was going to be a tweet, right? They didn't say that straight out.
And then it turned into an actual event. Like they're going to make an appearance live together.
In a Zoom. From their separate residences.
The suggestion was it's something in Windsor with the two of them. I don't even know what they'll do. I thought the video would have been a better idea to like just have Will and Kate on camera and like old photos of the Queen.
Their videos are always so terrible.
Like... Well, I think they replaced the guy Do you remember one of the very first videos they tried to put on Instagram?
The watermelon sugar guy?
Yeah, the watermelon sugar. It was such a like sexual song for like William like being around children or something. It was bad.
All right, so we'll see what they do. You know, it's like everything they do. They're like, we're going to do this thing.
It's a month away, and they're hyping a death anniversary. They're so macabre. Ugh.
And it's silly how it all came about, because it was like the two houses were warring. Like, you know?
And it's all about Harry and Meghan again, because the Invictus Games starts the next day. September 9th.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're going to get to so dumb.
I mean, just prepare yourself. Everyone out there, prepare yourselves for the Windsors to make complete asses out of themselves during the Invictus Games. They're going to be standing on their head trying to get attention.
Kate will wear all the Queen's jewelry that she... If Camilla lets her get her hands on it. So let's talk about Natalie Portman. So last week we talked about celebrity divorces, but we didn't talk about Natalie Portman and Benjamin... Oh, shit, I should have looked up how to pronounce his last name. And Benjamin Millepied.
I think it's Millepied.
Ooh, you sound French. So we're going to call him Ben from now on, so we don't have to say it again. Because they didn't announce their separation back then. We heard back in June that he had been cheating on Natalie with a 25-year-old woman. She's named Camille Etienne. And he got busted by a French tabloid.
Yeah, the French tabloid didn't have photos of them, like, actually going at it, but they had photos of them, like, mid... I don't know.
Tryst.
He wasn't inside of her. Let's just say it that way.
Gross.
They were leaving their tryst together.
Okay.
And yeah, they looked guilty as sin. I saw the photos. This was back in June when we first found out about it. At the time, there was all of a sudden this like kind of murmur of the affair was happening for a while, and that Benjamin and Natalie had actually been on the rocks for months. And maybe it was about the affair, maybe it was about something else. Anyway, this week we heard that they actually have separated, Ben and Natalie. And I mean, that felt like that was coming.
Yeah.
Some commenter shared the theory that Benjamin actually dumped Natalie, and like she's just been saving face and trying to act like now she dumped him. I think there could be something to that.
You know, usually cheating is a way to either have your cake and eat it too, or get out of a relationship, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is Natalie put on this big show of like wearing her ring in June. She was out and about a lot, and she was wearing her ring, and she was like looking very like smug, and maybe that's just her face. I'm serious. Like, she went to a football match, and like I was like, Jesus, Natalie, you know, your husband just cheated on you. Are you sure you want to look so smug and full of yourself at a football game? Anyway.
That's just her face.
Yeah, it is just her face. And so, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I kind of do believe that he's over the marriage, and that he's probably not really trying that hard to reconcile with Natalie.
So they have 2 kids. They have a son, Aleph, 12, and Amalia, 6. And it sounds like a midlife crisis on his part, you know, because he's 46 and he's hooking up with this much younger woman.
I did not realize he was that old.
Yeah, he is. And then Us Weekly had some insider quotes that said that they were working on their marriage, but that ultimately they couldn't work it out and she couldn't forgive him. He cheated, and you can't come back from that usually.
And everyone always brings this up. He left his live-in girlfriend for Natalie when they met on Black Swan.
That was 2010. I was looking that up, and I reported on that back in 2010. And I was like kind of snotty to her.
Well, I remember that whole like Oscar campaign and like
she didn't acknowledge the dancer,
right?
whose
She did
body they dubbed in for hers.
Yeah, Natalie spent the entire Oscar campaign pretending that she became a prima ballerina in a matter of months, and yeah, she didn't acknowledge the other dancers,
the body double or whatever.
They just CGI'd Natalie's face on a ballerina.
That was not a good movie. Like, I don't know why Aronofsky has so much fans or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good for her for leaving him or whatever happened. And yeah.
I hope she walked away. Whatever happened between them, whether or not he wants to reconcile or not, whether or not he's even sorry that he cheated, I hope she just walks away and takes her children and
yeah, and her money, like
yeah, and just tells him to fuck off. Like, who needs that? His French drama.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to the comments of the week. So my comment of the week is from ThatsNotOkay, and it's the first comment on the post where Jennifer Aniston called Jamie Foxx anti-Semitic. Because Jamie posted, "They killed Jesus," and he put the hashtag fake friends on it. And a lot of Black people have said that's a common saying, like they killed Jesus, and it's about fake friends, you know? And Black people also say that the narrative that Jewish people killed Jesus is not taught in Black churches. Like, I didn't hear that in Catholic church either.
Yeah, I only learned that when I was much older, but I never went to church.
Good for you. You're lucky.
My dad is Hindu. So.
That's awesome.
And he was educated by Jesuits, and he was always like, you know, the Jews didn't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah, good. So ThatsNotOkay wrote, "When white people speak first about Black people's actions, just mind your damn business and wait, listen, and learn. Also, don't center yourselves in other people's issues, and you might have a much better time in life."
Yeah, I still don't understand why Aniston didn't just shut the fuck up. It would have blown over. She didn't have to issue that like crazy statement about anti-Semitism and like, I didn't like the post. She did like it.
Or somebody on her team did, but like she brought more attention to it by responding to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what everyone's saying. Like, she doesn't have any Black friends or anybody to ask, like, what's going on with this.
And she's always been friends with racists. People who are, like, openly racist. Like Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea Handler, yeah.
All right. My comment of the week is from the latest Clarence Thomas story about how, over the years, he's accepted millions and millions of dollars in free travel, free private jet rides. Yeah, so Clarence Thomas is an unethical prick who has never declared any of these millions of dollars in gifts. And the latest ProPublica story is just about all of that and how he keeps accepting all these bribes from Republican donors.
It's outrageous. Like, how are these people on this court for life when they have such bad ethics violations, you know?
How is there no mechanism to punish
Oust
justices for not disclosing this kind of information?
Right.
Dexter. So Ollie's mom wrote, "What makes me mad is the fact that I work for a state government and every year we all have to take a mandated state ethics training. I could be fired, fined, and possibly imprisoned if I don't deal with the box of candy or tickets properly if I were to receive them as a gift from someone in my work capacity. And this guy and his smug wife can do all of this without consequence." And like she goes on, but like that's the whole point. Where's the mechanism to force Supreme Court justices to disclose all of this?
They're the final arbiters of the law, so they're not going to hold themselves accountable.
I mean, ultimately, wouldn't the Chief Justice decide that, though? Or couldn't Congress create some sort of mechanism?
They should, yeah.
But yeah, this is asinine. And Ginny Thomas needs to be in fucking jail. She's a terrorist. You know, she was on those fucking private planes and on those vacations, too.
Oh, yeah. She probably facilitated the relationships for her husband.
Probably.
Like, I bet she's like Fergie calling up the terrorists trying to get money to meet him. You know?
Oh, I'm sure. Because I think she comes from a very well-connected Republican family.
She probably knows all those people and hooks them up with her husband and arranges his social schedule. All right, we got to have stupid comments of the week next week.
Yeah, but this Clarence Thomas thing, it's vile. He's a disgusting man.
Yeah. All right. So, thanks for listening, bitches.
Thanks, bitches.
Thank you for listening to the Celebrity Podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you like us, please turn off your ad blocker when you visit our site. You can text us or leave a voicemail at 434-218-3219. Our music is from AA Alto, Maiden, and via Premium Beat and Sound of Picture. Thanks again. The blonde guys are here, so I was like, oh.
Well, and Dexter decided to just scream.
Yeah, I heard him. He's like,